Hi, people. Let me know if you're out there because I don't know who's on and who's not out there. I can't tell who's online, I'm afraid. It doesn't show you TikTok, so you never know if anybody's even watching you. And you kind of don't want to talk too soon. So I want to share, it's not long. I want to share something with you that I loved. It's probably one of my most profound meditations or moments that I had that I'll remember out of all my meditations. It's probably my favorite one. And I'll tell you what happened. And I don't even know if anyone's listening. So hopefully there are people out there. So, but anyway, who's meant to hear it, meant to hear it. And it'll bring you comfort and peace, actually. So I wanted to find out the answer, as many people do, because most people are sitting here, especially if they haven't woken up yet, and they're not connected. Now, what keeps you disconnected from the Creator or God is fear. So the more you're in fear and dark, dense energy, the less likely you are going to hear, see, communicate, get anything. You feel like you're completely alone, right? And there's so much going around when you wake up, spiritually as well. There's so much going around and people don't know what to believe. It's choice. And you get told, that you're on a slave planet, that is a soul trap, and prison planet. We slaves, we trapped here, we reincarnated, we're in this matrix. And I heard it all. I heard them all, you see. And now, as you're raising in consciousness, you're not sure yet. So you're listening. This is all from people. Doesn't come from there. This comes from people. Sites and YouTube channels and who knows, and going around. This was the theory, and this was all the story. So of course now you worry and you think, oh my gosh, your soul is trapped here, and why do you incarnate, and it's so cruel, and so of course you want the answers. Who doesn't? Everybody seeks, why are we here? What are we doing here? What's our purpose? We just you don't get it until you. So, being fortunate, I woke up. Well, it's not fortunate. Once you're awake, you realize it's all, well, you can say no, you have free will. You can agree not to, but it obviously was a plan, and I agreed to and wanted to. So I woke up, and I was shot into what you want to call the other side of the veil. So my abilities and everything came on, being able to see, communicate. It's also belief. Everything came back, and you started seeing past lives and all these things, and then of course you start seeing, and then you hit this whole alien thing as well, and you start seeing that, and you think, oh my God. So now then all these rumors are going around and stories on the internet about prison planets and traps and soul things, and you carnate here, and you of course now you think, oh my gosh, you don't want your soul to be trapped. No. So you've really got all this human nonsense and fear, and now you're concerned about your soul being trapped, because that's that's eternal. Because this is all human fear and stories and whatever. People choose to believe that other people are telling them. So, I'm resting. I'm getting there. Thanks. I need the rest. So I decided to ask myself directly. And already I was then communicating and disappearing, and I was off. I went through the whole angelic realm thing and all that. When you first wake up, you go through that, battling the darkness, They went through the ET thing. Anyway, so then I was already sincerely seeking those questions. Most people are asking, why are you here? They want to know what the purpose of life is. So I sincerely sought those. And whatever was on my mind, and sincerely, I got the answers. I was shown. Ask and you shall, whatever, seek and you shall find. Literally, it is true. So I decided, many things I went up. I went on many astrals, up the tunnel of light. I went on many to ask and see what was there, and is it real, and is this a trap, and can you escape as a soul, this prison planet, this electric grid, the nonsense out there. It's fear porn. It's to make you think, because if you believe you're trapped, you trap yourself. It's giving your power away. Whatever you fear is, you giving your power to it. So there's already the first trap. Made me suspicious, thinking, I never bought this thing that you're trapped here, you're a soul trap. And I thought about it, it's actually very nefarious, because if you believe that, you're trapping yourself. So that it's actually a dark agenda put out there to make people think you're trapped, and they will trap themselves. So I did this for myself. see what happens when you are not in your physical body and you can change. I saw it. So I was lucky to see. You can do it. Not lucky, I think. But you are able to. If you're able to see past lives and future lives, you're also able to see before you come to the planet. That's the part that's very veiled from us. We don't really remember who we are. There's a reason for it, I suppose. So I got shown in between. I got shown, I was shown my death to come. So I managed to view my everyone's going to die, obviously. I managed to view, who knows, all the intentionally seeking or whatever it was, there's a purpose for it, to see my death, that was going to come, obviously. I mean, when I do decide to leave this planet. I saw the whole thing, and I saw what happened. I saw myself, the whole death process. So it was amazing. And leaving my body. And I also experimented when you're out of the body that you can't be trapped. You can change because your energy, your form and consciousness, you can travel. So no, you can't be trapped. Absolutely not. Unless your consciousness, your mind, thinks you can, and you can't. But literally, you can, whatever you think, whatever you can, you're not in a physical body. You don't have the restraints. And no, it's nonsense. Anyway, so I sought this. And then I was thinking, this is so cruel. And, I'm telling you the full story. So you get... This is probably my best memory ever. So now I'm thinking, this is cruel, these, humans are, why do we have to keep this as a cruel system? And off I decided to ask the Creator directly, why? Why? Now I thought, right, we have the power, you can't be trapped, we can change this. I thought the reincarnating is a trap, like they were saying, the soul trap. And it's unfair, I didn't want to come back. Because like other humans in that level of consciousness, you didn't realize you were creating your own reality. And you came in with karmic debt. It's complicated. You come in with karmic debt, maybe, and all this kind of thing. So when you wake up, you start fixing that and you change it and it's all whatever. So I, like most humans, when they're not awake or waking up, thought, this is a trap. I wanted to now change the system. We're going to break the system so people won't have to reincarnate you like they're trying to tell you that they force you to, and it's rubbish. It's just human shadows. People that haven't worked on their shadow and their own darkness believe this. That's all it is. But anyway, I was there. This is a stage. So I decided to ask directly. So I asked Source directly, and it was amazing. I'll never forget it. It was probably my best, the most poignant astral I ever went on. It was really amusing, actually, because I felt quite put in my place. A bit so simply. It was just so perfect. So I asked why. This is not fair. This is my intention now in my meditation. Why this? We carnating. How do I stop this carnation trap, the cycle? Why do we keep coming back here? Da, da, da. Anyway, next minute, there I was. Now, as people have ever come into contact with Source, the Creator, doesn't matter who and what you speak to, it's not a physical form. So all of a sudden, I was up. There was nothing, just light. I mean, this incredible bright light. And consciousness. So I was shown from, if you want to say, the Creator's perspective, or you are part of the Creator. You can take your own view how you want to see it, or believe, or wherever you sit on your consciousness and understanding. So I'll just tell you what I experienced. So all of a sudden, poof, I'm up, in the astral, in the dimensional realm, whatever. And there's just light. And there's just consciousness. You are completely alone. There is nothing but you. You got the point. So pretty much it was very lonely. So there you are. You're just conscious. And you are just, this eternal light consciousness or thought in energy, basically. A light, which is dimensional, multidimensional light. It's just massive light. It's incredibly bright light. But you are conscious, you're aware, you have awareness of everything, and that's it. And all you are is there, and there's nothing. So I kind of got the point. It was so classical, it was so perfect. I kind of got the point. Yes, all right. I get this, why we did this and why Earth was created, and we did everything because if you can imagine the beginning of all time, which your soul goes back to, there was only you. Okay, you're all as one now, as the Creator. You're all part of the Creator. You're just one whole being. And you are just aware and conscious and light. And there's nothing. So I suppose we wanted to experience. There we are. It was put to me so simply there, because it didn't have nothing else to be said or done. It was just, all right, you're just there and there's absolutely nothing. And I was like, ooh, right, I get the point. So this is why we're here. No, we're not trapped. And you'll see that when you leave your body, transition, you can't be trapped. It's not possible to be trapped, actually, because you are not in a physical form and you're able to manipulate your energy into any form. Okay, you can become part of a rock, raindrops, water, you can take your consciousness anywhere and change your form. So no, you can't be trapped. But like you are when you wake up into the astral, if you fear something, you're giving it power. That's all it is. It's you. I thought I'll share that with you, because most people always, like me, and luckily I went and viewed them all. That's where I was, and I went up the tunnel of light as well, because people talk about this thing and all kinds of stories you hear and you think, all right. So I did a little trip up there. That was interesting. All kinds of things. It was a construct. It was fascinating. I did many, but it was interesting because I got to see what, to me it was interesting. To some people it was quite frightening to see your own death, but I didn't ask, and I wasn't shown a day. They didn't put a date on it. And I also discovered that we also have a manifestation or thing involved in that. And we can change that, because we all believe that contract is also human, that everything's signed in stone and you can't change it. No, absolutely not, because we have free will. So you also play a big role in when you leave the planet and how you leave. And no, it's not set in stone when you come here that you're going to die that way and you can't change it. Absolutely not, because you can change as a soul. You can awaken, you can ascend, you can rise above whatever you wanted to achieve in this lifetime or not. So yes, you can change it. And it was awesome, actually, because first of all, you're awake now consciously into the multidimensional, so you're able to communicate with spirit, whoever, everything out there, all life, out through all time and continuum. So the good thing is, when I was now shown my future, that I'm going to be leaving the planet, I went through the whole thing. I had a trial run, so the feeling of it, everything, absolutely everything, and the meaning of this life, which was awesome. So I got to see now, don't have to, before I even die, the whole process, the meaning of what my life, why everything happened, everything that I went through. And it's incredible because it goes really fast. You see everything. Your whole life is shown to you, and it's perfect. Absolutely awesome. It's perfect. No matter how bad, even the bit you think is bad was perfect, and it was perfect reason. And it was awesome because it was really nice, because I was told, okay, it's time to go. And I knew. So I just absolutely knew. It was just, okay, it's time to go now. And you knew, all right, oh, okay, I'm going to die now. And that was fine. And then, okay, now. And I was talked through it. And I was actually guided through my own death. And I've got one or two friends who also on here, who was healers and psychics, and they were like, oh yeah, you did. And they were like, oh my gosh, no, you've got to stay here. I said, what? We're all going to, doesn't matter when I leave. And it's living is amazing, because then you appreciate life more, and dying is just as amazing. So there's no better or worse. Both are awesome. It makes you enjoy life more. So I thought I'll share that with you, because I thought it was really funny, because I got the point loud and clear, because all you see, you're aware. There I was, and I was just aware, and I was just light, and there was absolutely nothing. So I kind of thought, in a way, it was quite funny. Stupid question, deserves, got the answer that it deserved. Because we're eternal, and we keep coming back because we are eternal. Could you imagine being billions and billions and billions of what you call Earth years, and you're just sitting up there and you're aware of everything, but you haven't got arms and legs. You're not doing anything. You're just yourself. You can imagine if you're on your own, and all you have is your thoughts. That's it. So now you start thinking, oh, what would that? And that's pretty much why we do things, kind of. And you have to give free will. You've got to do it willingly. People can't do that without your permission. Same with healing. You can't be healed. So yes, people can do it. You can read. It's useful. And also it's interpretation. So it's very difficult because people, depending on their consciousness and their filters and beliefs and things, will see something different or whatever. So you're all going to have a different perception because it depends. Each single soul is absolutely unique. So it depends on your perception, your biases, your filters, your programming. You are going to think when you see something, you're going to perceive it as this. Somebody else can, I think also what they're doing is reading your energy, what you're projecting. So it's I think we're learning. We're on the early stages. I don't want to say anything set in stone. You can just talk to people. You realize they've all got very different ideas and levels of consciousness and dimensional perceptions and anything. So I'm very open. I think, we're on the beginning. We're on in this time. We're waking up. It's the first awakening in the new energy. So we're on we're just scratching the surface. Even when I compare to when I woke up, what I thought then and what I think now is so different. How I perceived things and what I thought, You're always learning. What's up to you? No, I didn't ask for the date. I thought I was going to be dead last year. I thought this was my last year, winter, actually. Because I didn't die the winter before. So when I saw it was snowing, I thought, oh, well, okay, winter I'm going to be, a goner. But I wasn't, and I intended to stay. So, I don't even think about it anymore. I don't even worry, because it doesn't matter. When it does come, it comes, and I was completely, okay with it. And you will be, because your soul is, in agreement with this. So, yeah, consciousness, your consciousness does. You don't have a body, and you're in a much higher frequency and vibration. Thank you. Yes, I'm getting my energy back after all the moving and things. I'm not finished yet, but I'm getting there. I'm now getting back into quiet time. I want to get back into nature this week. I'll have more time to walk. I'm almost finishing all the things you've got to sort out, so I can start my walking again and meditating every day while. I completely had to put that aside for a while. I was so busy. So there we are. I thought I'll share that. It was very funny. And I thought afterwards I felt rather stupid for asking the question. But then, that's a consciousness. We don't really think things through. We take everything, or fears, what we have, from the outside. And then I hadn't really worked on the ego and things like that. So I had a lot of those. I hadn't worked on my own shadows. You see, I thought I had, because you wake up initially and you fight what you want to call the demonic realm. You start with that whole, and it's the darkness, and you're fighting these things, and that whole thing is kind of a test. You go through that one. So now I thought, oh, okay, I'd been there and done it, but I didn't realize, there's still more to come after that. So it was so funny when I asked that and I was shown that. I was like, stupid question, I felt afterwards, because I was like, oh, okay, I get the point. Because we don't think it through, We're so used to taking on other people's beliefs, stories, news, whatever. That's how television, everything's been fed to us, teachers. We don't ever sort of contemplate, I don't know. It was just, it was a great experience because it was done so nicely. Because I was just up there, and there was just light, and I was just all on my own and completely aware, and I was, oh, yes. What else are you going to be doing with your time? Pretty much creating things and doing things and, experiencing things. And yeah, and then it did make sense as well, being shown your life, why, the purpose of your life. I did seek that. So it made so much sense. It was so that I was actually, after I was shown it, I've forgotten now because it was a while ago and it's a flash. I saw so many things. It was actually, I was so grateful. I was so happy with this life and so grateful that I was blown away. I was like, wow, that's amazing. How strange is that? And the funny thing was, I had an enormous amount of trauma in this life. So most people would think, oh no, I'm so glad to leave. What about, nope. It was perfect because you were shown from the soul, from a creative point of view, why you chose that. There was a very good, always a higher purpose. And when you're now out of this body, you see the whole thing and the higher purpose. It's amazing. So I thought I'll share that with you quickly. It is just absolutely awesome. So no, you're not trapped here. No, this is not a reincarnation cycle. No, this is not a prison planet. No. All of that stuff is humans' perception, fears, shadow work, their own things they haven't worked through. So they're projecting it out there, and then everybody else is starting up, believe the same thing, or taking this thing on because they are now feeling it, because they haven't overcome their own fears and shadows which are in them. It's self-work, wow. Yes. Well, not only that, not only creating it, you understand the purpose of it. Because that doesn't say, oh, you're creating your own thing or something. Nobody, you can't tell someone, oh, you created being kidnapped, right? They'll think, oh, right, yeah, sure. But you understand why you did it. You see, it's for a very good reason. It's always for a beautiful reason, not for a negative reason. So it's like saying, oh, you created your own rape. People are not going to take that one well. You're creating it. What you don't understand from a very high perspective is your soul does that to achieve a good thing, to teach forgiveness, or to that darkness can be loved as well. It's wow. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, to teach, to show love, to show compassion, forgiveness, or whatever. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's always for a higher good, and it's not in a selfish thing. It's never for a selfish purpose, because your soul is not selfish. Your soul is divine. The human and the ego, the brain is very selfish, but the soul isn't. So yes, it's incredible. And we know we're eternal, whatever. We are love. It's just infinite love and light, yeah. It sounds weird, but that's what the non-human, the physical is. And there's no judgment, there's no hate, there's no anything. It's just amazing. Anyway, people, I'm trying to keep myself. Yes, well, there's a reason you're trying to learn. You're going to ask why. The error. Maybe ask. I'm not sure. I have gone on many. I questioned a lot of our history, and I went back into our history in different times in our past and things like that. What we're going through now. Yes, I'm happy. Yes, it's peaceful. I'm enjoying it. I'm still not settled. I've still got things to do, well, but I'm getting there. I'm enjoying it. Got some furniture still to get, but I made myself at home, and it's extremely peaceful, quiet, and I've got time now to work on the health. I'm still working on the physical healing and stuff. That's why I left the planet. There was health issues, damage done. But that was the same thing. We got to leave somehow. So everything's perfect. Thank you. Absolutely perfect. And I have no worries. My soul will leave at appropriate time. So when it's decided it's done what it needs to do here or enough, it will leave. And that's it. And I know that timing is perfect because you understand that. So I don't worry when I leave. If I leave this year, next year, 50 years, 20 years' time, I know it's for a reason, but you also have free will. I intended to stay and help, so I'll go where I need it most. And I totally trust my soul, divine guidance. It's divinely guided, not the human brain, not at all. And the ego and that whole thing. It's yeah. So there we are. I thought I'll share that with you. It was really funny, and I kind of was a bit embarrassed after, because then you think, oh, right, you kind of, almost like it was a stupid question. But it wasn't. I mean, I really didn't know, and I wanted to put my mind at ease. So yes, I think past life regressions are very useful. It depends on the person too. You're seeing, very useful. But remember, your intention is what sets a past life regression. So you've got to look at What do you want to achieve from it? Some people just want to know, what I was in my past life, or how my children are connected to me. But what you should hopefully would be doing is seeking to heal, find out if there's anything that needs to be removed, healed, fixed. Because what you do now in this life, what you fix, heal, progress, level of consciousness, wisdom, knowledge, whatever, spiritual, especially on the spiritual, you don't have to do in the next. So you'll start the next life on that. Not like we've always gone back in the same cycle over and over and over again. So when you come back to it, and you will all be doing it, we all will. People think that, I'm not coming back here. Yes, you are. We all will. We willingly do it, actually. We have a purpose here. When you come back again, you then have worked through all that healing and karmic debt and this and that and that and that and that, whatever, wisdom. So you will start off with that level. You won't have to go down. You'll never go backward again. It's not a good idea. It's free will. There's free will, there's free will. So now your soul, when it's not connected, you choose not to be, you choose to walk. We have choices, right? To do good, bad, light, or it's like your brain. You follow the brain, and which is a lower part of you, which is like the one that wants to go for the food, the habits, the cravings, the ego, the cars. That's the brain, the ego, the identity, yeah, not the soul. And you have a choice to also ignore your intuition. You know what's right or wrong. You know, in your soul knows. Sometimes you want to experience lessons you need to learn. And what you do, you will, yeah, we've all been there. You've all been through it. So some will have to learn and come back. It's yourself. You've got to work on yourself. Go within and work on your thing. The test is yourself, your soul. Okay, that's all. Facing your fears and darkness, and it's knowing yourself is hard work. So I'm still bloody working on it, trying to figure out who you are as a soul. Well, I don't know. You just eternal, wonderful. There's none of this nonsense. The human identity, that's a different. As a soul, we are all powerful, all knowledgeable, everything. But that part is kept from us. Otherwise, could you imagine playing human? I mean, there would be nothing to play, because you would know what's right and wrong all the time. Everything, infinity, all knowledge. I mean, there's just no point. So there we are. There's pointless being here. Because your soul knows absolutely everything. And we have choices. We can ask for that. We can also ignore. We can ask for that hand. And we can ask for the divine guidance and walk it, or we can ignore it. And that's the thing. Yeah. There's many of you. It's interesting. We have free will on this planet. We all have free will to choose what we want to believe too. And there's a thing. If you're open to not your own opinion or views and what you've been taught, if you're open for the divine guiding you and showing you, there's a different ball game. And not set in your ways and beliefs. Because if you set, then you're not going to be open to anything new. Because no, this is how it is, and that's it. And I was luckily no clue what was out there. I had no idea. I just asked to be shown, asked whatever, and I was open, and woof, it was awesome. So I really loved it. And you've got to be careful, I found, listening and following other people and channels, because then you're taking on their belief. If you're going with inside and you're asking to be shown all the time, ask to be shown. Ask. You should not be asking me. Ask yourself, my friend, okay? If you want the answers, get on your knees. There's no better time than now. You have the energies. There's no excuse. Nothing's stopping you from talking to God and God talking to you, except for fear and belief that you're not worthy or something. So if you want answers and you mean it from your heart, you want to know the truth and all these things like I did, I asked and I was shown. Get on your knees And don't think, a lot of people say, I just have to ask once and it's going to be shown to me. They're going to see. Because today you say yes and tomorrow you're here and there and there. If they can see your really true intent and your heart and your thing is there and it stays there, that's when you were shown it. I didn't just get shown everything all at once. I mean, it took me a few months, I think, of asking and praying and truly keeping on that path and meaning it and wanting the answers. And that's why it's pure intent. They judge your pure intent from the heart, and you will be shown the answers. And if you want that help, whatever, it'll come to you. So there we are. There we are. Exactly. Ask. Ask. There we are. You know who to ask now, and you will be shown. Ask them to show you. There we are. And then you will understand it, but it's not coming from someone else. Nobody. People just don't believe anyway coming from someone else. They need to. It's just a human mind and a human consciousness. It is so awesome. So no, we're not victims of anything. We have free will. We have power over it. We just don't realize it. We do. So anyway, there we are, people. I'm not going to rant on. But that's where I am and working as much as I can. And because if you think this is the first time you've woken up, or especially in this energy, you might have woken up before, but then you had to start all over again. When you came back into the planet, you forgot everything and you started with the same nonsense and the same energy over and over and over. Now we don't have to. So now when we come back, we're going to come back with a high energy, high consciousness. And what we have learned now, we will continue on that path. We won't lose the information, the knowledge, and especially on the spiritual side. Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Absolutely. It's amazing. Oh, thank you. Yeah, they are. Why are we here? What else would we be doing? You missed what I said in the beginning, I'm afraid. You missed what I saw and what was shown. So I can't comment because it's not for me to tell you, my friend. As I said, ask and you shall be shown. There we are. If you really want the answers, you'll be shown. And you mean it, and you with pure intent in your heart. Because there's nothing else, because it was alone. God was alone. There was just God and there was nothing. There we are. So you're just light and you're just awareness. You're just completely aware. And there you are. And there's nothing else besides you. What else would you be doing? And you do come back, trust me. On that one, some of you, if you intend as well like I did, you will see yourself carnating back. It's amazing. You'll see it's weird dropping back to earth and leaving your body and the whole thing and going up there. It's only us that believe we can't. And also what you intend, the level of consciousness and frequency and vibration. So you raise your frequency and vibration and consciousness, you will attain more and see more, and the veil is thinner. So it depends on what you personally, your intentions are in your heart, and you keep following it, what you truly seek, you will be, you will find. Some people are seeking, who knows, to chase aliens. Some people are seeking love, or everyone has every soul is completely different, has a different purpose and thing. Some people are seeking compassion, everything. So it depends on really what you intend, what you want, what you focus on, and what you keep going. I suppose is what you will. Some people are seeking wisdom, enlightenment, everything. Some people are seeking to play saviors. No, I don't do most of it mine in my sleep. I do it in meditation. Because I normally don't remember what I was shown in my dreams. I normally don't remember. I do it when I'm meditating. I'm conscious of it. Yeah, not in my sleep. A lot of people only do it in their sleep. I don't. Yeah. We're all different. Remember, we're all different. We all have different experiences, different lives, different Akashic records. So that's why it gives you your character, gives you your shadows, whatever your perceptions are, is unique to your soul. Everyone is unique. And it's wonderful. It should be. We should be like that. We don't want to be the same, and we're not the same. So we're also driven by different things. Your Akashic records, and your character, it's lifetimes, and lifetimes has created you as a soul. And so one is not the same as the other. Yes. You can do it. You can go on transcendental meditation. Yeah. That, your Akashic records will start being more active too, and you start seeing past life maybe that you won't like, and they seem very real. You can go, if you go to my YouTube channel, or you go to my TikTok page, there's a link, the little play video thing, that's a link to your YouTube channel. And you'll see a video there I made on the benefits of transcendental meditation. And I've shared underneath the link. Okay, you can do a free video. It's so easy. There's 5 videos explaining exactly how to do it, what will help you doing it. So go to that video, go to the description, and I shared the links there for people. Okay. Yeah, there's so many. You don't even need a guided one, just explains to you how to get into a transcendental state. And that's a very good one, that one. Yeah. Everything's changing. None of us know what to expect. You just got to go with it and trust it, because energies are changing. Trust your gut. Trust. It's always for your highest good. So no matter, even if you're physically like, oh my gosh, because your body's recalibrating and changing, your cells are regenerating, so you might feel a bit shite. Of course, then we start away think something's wrong and we get into fear. But I know you're not, because what you've asked for is when they won't do that. Yeah, I don't know. Not something I've tried. I don't do any drugs or any medication or any form of something that's going to alter my brain chemistry in any way. I'm not interested. Thank you. I was a victim. I made that mistake once before, and I never do that again. You don't need pills or any kind of things to do that, because it's naturally wired in you. Everyone has that ability. We don't need drugs and medication to help us. If we follow those and listen, it's training the mind. But everyone's different, you see. We've all got, we're all going to be drawn to different things. It's not for us to tell somebody else. Your soul will guide you. And everybody's guided to do different things and listen, different levels and different, it's lovely. And just leave them, and they have a higher self too. And they have choice. Hi. So there we are. Try it, it's fun. If you haven't done it, try it. And if you are connected to anything, and you can see all throughout time. Because remember, you're connected to Source, the Creator. So, now the Creator, first of all, is there through everything. So all time, your soul's been there. Anything, doesn't matter how far back in the future, past, present, future, is all there in the now anyway. You can access all knowledge. And know that. I keep saying it before you meditate. And you see yourself like this is wires everywhere connected to, tank strings out to absolutely everything. So if you can see a past life, why can't you see before you come into a physical body? Because I did, you can. In the old energy, yes, because it was a much darker, denser energy. So people used, medicines and plants and things like that, but they didn't. It was a little bit more difficult. There's nothing stopping people now at all. And they don't need any sort of drugs at the moment. They just gone. It's every soul. It's free will. We have free will. Some people like doing it before, so you leave them. And it's absolutely nothing. There's no right or wrong. It's choice. We have choice. Absolute choice. Yeah. All right, lovely people. So do not fear. You are not trapped here. You absolutely came of free will. You've planned what you wanted to experience before. Maybe you change your mind because we think it's easy. If you came in the old energy, we thought, we're going to do this. It's so simple. You drop in a human body. In the dark, dense energy, you forgot everything where you came from. You're kind of wondering, what the hell am I doing here? You didn't like life. You couldn't figure this place out because you didn't remember. So maybe but your soul also guided you. Sometimes you veered off. Oh, baby, who knows? But absolutely, there we are. But once you're awake and conscious, you're now consciously choosing your path. You can change your soul. So if you don't like the being or the soul, the energy or the personality or character or whatever, because we're all unique soul that you are, you can change that. Nothing's stopping you. Yeah, nothing's stopping you. You can absolutely change it. So you can change, and you change your whole direction of your soul. So maybe your soul was, you didn't. Yeah. It's lovely. Oh, absolutely lovely. All human. Anybody. Everybody and anybody. They're all some are just choosing to, yeah. They're all part of the Creator, they're all divine, they're all perfect, and they're all equal. Every single soul is equal. And that's amazing. It's lovely to see, actually. It's lovely to see them. If we took away the human body, if people had the ability now to see through this body, to see everyone's soul, wow. We would have such peace on this planet, unity, love. We would have none of this nonsense because we would not, because there is no difference. There's no color, there's no size, there's no anything. Every single soul is the same. Beautiful, unique light is just, that's it, perfect. There would be none. We would be like, we're one family. That's it. And there's just love. And there would be no hate, no division, no any of this nonsense. Fear, nonsense, anything. Yeah. But it's a choice. We also choose to believe that without thinking for ourselves or, cognizing. And so we choose to believe, we're victims, or we choose to believe in that fairy tale or that horror story or whatever, I was like, no. And secondly, I thought, no, bugger that. No one has, no one's going to trap you. I never quite bought that one, that somebody else has more power over you. But I suppose it depends on your past life and how much, who knows, I don't know, work you've done and your, some people have created quite a Akashic record for themselves. They got a lot of darkness to come out of and rise. Maybe a lot of them won't in this lifetime. Maybe it'll be many lifetimes before they do, but it's free will. You see. There we are. Yeah. Because we're not the only beings out there in creation. That's rather arrogant to think that we were the only things created. If you just look at the diversity in nature, and never mind under the ocean, there's a lot of life out there. Yes, absolutely. But remember, your soul, there's no time. I mean, you've been around for like eons, right? You just don't remember. That's a point because of the veil. So you've had many lives on other planets and other beings and other forms and other air, or you name it, all kinds of things. Your soul's experienced it. And depending on your cache and your record and what comes up first, you're going to remember other beings, other planets, and other lives. And we do. Oh, you do. Absolutely. And some of those things we remember, because everything happens in the now, in the quantum or the astral, right? So you are reliving it like it's like happening now. So that's why it's very difficult to perceive what you are seeing in the astral when it is related to now, right? Okay, let's just say there's no such thing. Let's pretend human time. Let's now go, because this is all what we can understand. Human time, right? Monday the 18th, that kind of thing. But now when you're in the astral, as we know, this is how you can see past, present, and future. Everything's happening now. There is no past, present, and future. So when you astral into, say, Egypt, past life, you are there now, you're reliving it, right? Same with you astral into a reptilian or into another being. You are going back, it's in your DNA, into that time where you were on that planet or as that alien or as that being, whatever you see. This is it. Different energies, and we all, yeah. So, but whether it's relevant to this earth time, so what we see there doesn't mean it's happening right now on Monday, the 2021 August, in earth time. That's the thing. So it's very difficult for us to say, because a lot of people think, oh my gosh, they're right here now, we're at war with them. I did. I went into so many astrals. Some I saw now, yes. And there are other beings absolutely out there that are not sentient. Not all sentient. And that I was shown, and that I don't question because I don't ask. So when I sat in my meditations or astrals, I didn't have preconceived ideas. I want to see that, or I want to go here normally. One or two I purposely did because I wanted to answer. I would sit and just be thank you, and poof, and I was gone. Who knows where I was going to end up? I had no freaking clue. And next minute, I was on Mars, or I was here, or I was bloody wherever. And, and I'm wondering, what the hell is this all about? And I'm shunting through space, and there's other beings with me, and they're fighting, and I'm like, what's going on, and who the hell are you? These things happen to you. But what we don't know is when this is happening. This could have been many lifetimes before Earth. So you're remembering a life, say, as another being on another planet fighting other aliens, or we've dropped into ancient Earth history, or we've dropped into future Earth history. We don't know. That's the thing. Some I presume was Earth, because there were pyramids on it as well. Who knows? I'm not going to say this is all. Everyone's going to see different things and perceive different things. It depends on your cash and what's strong and who knows. So I am not going to say, oh, this is it, a lot of people believe, because this is it, and this is the way it is, and this is exactly how it happened, and blah, 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 because then I'm putting my life thing on you. And you've had a totally different Akashic record experience, whatever, I don't know. So I am not going to stand up here and say, ooh, and I say to people, very careful what you also be told, because a lot of us are being told these are the wrong and this is right, and I don't know. Why are we here? Because where else would we be? All right, because as a soul, your eternal part, as the creator, let's say in the beginning of time, as I was shown, all there was light. You were just conscious and light, and there was nothing. So there you are in the middle of, say, space. There's just space. They say the galaxy, there's nothing. It's just space, and there's just you. And you are alone with eternity. So this is why we're here, and why things are created. And we keep creating more and more in universes and things. So I don't want to say, I'm not going to try and put my idea on everybody and say, I saw a lot. I was astraling all the time. Wow. About this whole thing. And I saw all kinds of strange things and wars. Yeah. Well, you are home for now. You chose to be here. See, it's only when you haven't faced your own shadows. So your own shadows, your own darkness and things like that, you want to run away. You're running from your soul. You just go within and do some work and healing, and you'll be so freaking glad you're here. Wake up every morning. Thank you for this carnation. Thank you that I'm here for the shift. Thank you because you chose to be here right now. So if you want to run away, it's because you haven't faced your own. There's things in you, past lives, darkness, shadows, ego, that you haven't fixed. Okay, I was just as good. I wanted out of here so badly. You're going to leave here, don't worry, you will die. We all die sooner or later. You're all going to leave here, and it's so awesome when dying is, look, when you're not in your physical body. I'll explain why you can't, because people want to, I can understand where you're going, say why we're here. We were, everything was created because we were freaking, there was nothing else. So what you're going to do? You're just there and by yourself in your awareness, and there we are. You just thought, and there's nothing else besides your thought. That's a bit boring. And for billions of years, I suppose you start your imagination, you start creating things. So with your mind, you created planets, Earth, da, da, da. But when you're not in a physical body, yes, you are aware of everything, everything. How you can retain that information, I haven't a clue. But you are able to see, hear, feel everything at the same time. So you're aware of everything that exists. It's the weirdest thing ever. I don't know how to explain it. All the planets and everything, you're aware of them, and you can see and hear all. It's very strange at the same time. I don't know. You don't have a brain to try and process this, because our brain couldn't manage that anyway. But you come here to experience, because energy is emotions, energy in motion. Now, when you're not in your physical body, you don't have mouth, ears, eyes, you're just energy. It was like if you want to say, you take the outline of yourself, whatever you want to imagine, right? So you are, let's just say you're still, whatever makes you fancy. Say you imagine a ghost or energy. It's an outline, imprint of your energy, right? So you're this form or a round ball, whatever you want to be. That is all you are. You can't taste. You can't smell. You can't feel. You can't run. You can't laugh. You can't feel the cold water. Have that ice cream. Ooh. We come here to enjoy, and that's what we forget. We only want to get out of here is when we're not enjoying and appreciating why we're here. And now, when you know, like speak to anyone that's dying, you know you're going to die shortly. You don't think, oh my gosh, I should have bought another car and I wish I had another $100 in the bank. No, you say, shit, I'm not going to see another bird. I'm not going to see another sunset. Those are the things you start thinking of. Wow, wow. This is what we took for granted every day. We don't, the sunrise, the sunset, the birds, the beautiful flower, the colors, just to be alive. That's it. It's incredible. And you walk in that gratitude and thank you. Wow, it's amazing to be alive. You have the opportunity to smell that flower, to touch someone, to feel that love, to make love, to eat the best pizza you've ever had. This is it. Take life. You would experience life if you realize you come here for the experience. That's what we come to do. It's the physical. Because in the physical body, we're able to do that. How do you know what love is, right? When you're a spirit, all you feel is this love. This feeling is just, that's it. There's nothing else. But now, you couldn't feel real love in intensity where you absolutely, that if you've ever really loved someone, the absolute awe and that, that you're whatever, you're just in love. You're just like, if you're useless, basically, walking around. Or to be, all those things, your first love, to know what it's like to really miss someone, to really have your heart broken, to really cry, to all these things. That is what it's like. You know what it feels like in such intensity. To cry because of the beauty of the sunrise. And to listen to the birds sing. To feel it, what it feels like a bird. You can't do that as a spirit. You see? So you go around planets and Earth experiencing all these different things. Who knows? I suppose what it's like to feel, to die, to the pain of it. Who knows? We've done them all. We've done everything. And thank goodness you don't remember everything. Some are not good. A lot of lives were not nice. You don't really want to remember. We've learned from it. I don't know. I can't explain some of the things why we do it. It baffles one's mind. I've seen some lives that were not nice. And they're not all, don't think Earth's all a bad place. There was some other world. And we've done some just as horrendous things on other planets. They also went through we weren't only the only barbaric, every, I suppose, life starts off at a base level and it has to grow in intelligence or consciousness or, whatever, to get there. Some didn't make it. Some wiped themselves out. We didn't. We made it. We made past the end of times into the new. So we didn't. Did it before. No, I don't do them. Man, there's many people that do it. There's many. Andrea does it. Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of names here offhand. Oh, can't remember offhand. There's many people on here that do it. You can look them up online. Go to even Dolores Cannon's site. Many people have done QHHT regressions, and you can find them. I did one. It's lovely. It's interesting when you start off because you want to see, because when you astral, obviously there's so many lives, you're not going to see them all. Your soul shows you whatever it wants to show you. I presume it's relevant. And mostly, it depends what your intention was as well. You see, my intention was to heal. So, boy, did I get taken to lives that needed fixing. And then, and those were the okay ones. And then when I was okay to see the really ugly ones, I was able to see, wow, there was a lot worse than that. Those were the ones I normally don't show you. When you go to the Akashic Records, those are the kind of ones that go, wow, that was bad. There were some bad ones that you died in some really, really bad ways. And if your soul hasn't risen above that thing where it will traumatize you, your soul won't show you. You see, because they know you're going to see it as, you take it as a human, it's painful, it's terrible, look what they did to me. So you have been killed in horrendous ways before. But when you're able to understand it, and see it from that level, it won't bother you. You'll forgive them straight away. Because you'll know you allowed it. You put yourself in that situation for a reason. So there will be no hate, no judgment on those people that did that to you at all. That's weird. I can't explain it. So you can see some, but normally they don't. Yes, there's nothing to fear. Life is so freaking awesome. This planet is beautiful. And if you wake up saying, thank you for my carnation, thank you for me being here, thank you for the beauty, thank you for my earth for this, thank you, and you'll start seeing how beautiful this life will be. And you'll have more to be thankful for. Start being gratitude, start thanking, asking them to show. Whatever you ask for, you'll get. Seek it, okay? So keep meaning it and saying it and seeking it, and it will come. But start saying thank you and asking if you want to be shown. Ask them to show you, please. I'm speaking of the, not only that, not only astral projection, but you are able to know and see all, what's not through your third eye, I presume. They're not only astral, you don't have to leave the body to do this. You can see everything. And all planets, lives, times, weird. Yes, exactly. Exactly, I know. When I was shown, what got me out of that whole nonsense is when I was shown, right, that I was going to die and, everything. How I died, So I knew, because I didn't know when. I thought it was like, I was pretty young. I suppose maybe they were showing me, look, you were about to, head down a road of no return shortly. I was like, So when I was shown the meaning of my life, and, that was incredible. It just gave me a whole different perspective. Because when I was, I died and everything, and I saw, and I was shown, wow, what my life purpose was here, and that I achieved everything, I was so freaking happy. And then I understood, life, why I was here. And I went out every day after that, and I was so grateful for being here. I was so happy. I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. And I was out there. Oh, I loved the tree. Thank you for this. And I see the beautiful bird, and every bird I saw, I was in love with. I was like, oh, wow. I'm so, I saw everything with a different perspective. It was so, so awesome. Yeah, you can drop all your karma. It's your choice. You don't need it anymore. That was the old energy and old game. You can drop it all. But if you have, as a soul, haven't learned something, right, from a previous life, or you needed to understand it to let it go, it will be shown to you, whether it's in your dream or something. Maybe you don't have to. It'll just come through. And you'll, oh, okay, wow. You'll need to. It's all clearing. The humans are clearing that now. Yeah. Yes. Oh, it's amazing. I know. Well, it's incredible what you find out and what you see. And so that made me, otherwise, like the rest of humanity, oh my gosh, life is shit, and you're going to leave, and you can't wait to go. Then you're free of this planet, and you don't have to do it again. Meanwhile, you're walking around in this stunning earth, and you're not even, you take it for granted. You take every single day for granted. But when you know there's a timer ticking, and maybe you think you have a month or so left, you look at life so freaking differently. You're like, oh my gosh, you appreciate that sunset. You want to have that ice cream, and you want to see your kids, and all the things. And when most people are dying, they say, oh, I wish I wish I had spent more time. Like you lose someone you loved, oh, you didn't bother to see them every weekend. You were busy. No. You look at life very differently, very differently. And so I was very chuffed when I saw my life was nothing that I, as a human, thought it was about. Nothing. Not at all. Because I was looking at it from a human mind, and this one I thought, oh my gosh, wow, this is all, war, It wasn't at all. It was so weird. It was incredible. So why you think the meaning of this life and everything that happened to you, the reasons and the purpose for it, is not at all what you think. Not at all. It's so far higher than that. It's amazing. So yes, that's what made me just freaking love it. And it was so, you realize, wow, you realize how amazing it is. That's, well, anyway. Maybe you can ask. Don't see why not. You can ask for them to show you. Because what you ask is what you get. I often ask to be shown for the highest perspective. Say I'm seeing trauma I'm trying to heal, or it's comes up, or something's come up. Then I ask, or some issues come up. I always ask nicely, then to be shown, please show me from the highest perspective. And then then you get a very different ball game, whether it's an argument, a dispute, whatever you're trying to understand or see why. You see it so differently. It's incredible. Intention. Intention to heal. Ask them to show you what you need to release, let go of, or heal. No, I haven't. I don't. No. But he's done some good talks. He's done a lot of inner work. Intention, 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 and ask. Set your mind and you shall. What you need to be shown, what you need to release, let go of, heal, that no longer serves you. And not for your highest good. But it also depends on what, you see, your intention, it changes as your consciousness changes. So now maybe it's just, oh my gosh, I want to get out of here and make sure I can ascend, or whatever, that's a fear thing. So it depends. Is it enlightenment you seek? Is it to be a better person? Is it to be whole? Is it to heal? Whatever. That's what's, So what are you chasing? What is the most important thing to you, or your purpose or your intention? And it'll change. So that's what you're going to come across, or that's what's, the path you're going to be taken on. Or whether it's on a witch hunt, well, then that's all you're going to see, and because now you're always thinking it's something out there and somebody and Mrs. Initial thing. If there's something you're trying to hunt down and blame and everything, you're on that path still, there's work in yourself you haven't done. See? Is that you realize there is not, no one's that's a sensitive subject to some people. So I'm not here to tell people what's right and how things are and how they're not. I can only share what I was shown. And it will go down. Maybe I'll get around to making a little video on YouTube just to put all my favorite astrals in one. Not that I can remember them all, there's so many of them. Or trips or visions or what was shown to me. But that was probably one of my best ones. And I was like, okay, I got the point. It was actually quite logical though, if you think about it. So I felt kind of stupid for asking, but there's no such thing as a stupid question. So yeah, maybe I'll put them in a video, or I'll share the links to them, because normally when I did them, I'd go straight onto Facebook, because you could save your lives, and I would make the video about it so I wouldn't forget. Just trying to remember that you can't remember them all. So every astral and everything I went on or vision I was shown, I would immediately go on to normally Facebook and I would record them. So I went on so many. And I didn't intend or even focus on things. I would get sent, some of them are probably not, shouldn't have been, shouldn't be there kind of things. I'd remote drop into places and I didn't know why I was being shown them. I had no clue why they were showing me that. It wasn't like I was, So I would drop into government buildings and all kinds of things. And you're thinking, why am I here? Well, what is this all about? Space stations and, spaceships and other planets and under the ocean. And, who knows? Past, present, future. And it wasn't like me sitting there thinking, oh, I want the answer. Maybe yes, because you were looking for the truth about this and that. In the beginning, your mind, as you're focusing on the history and the truth and what's truth and who's there. And, everyone's on the witch hunt in the beginning when they wake up. So, I don't know. Some of the stuff I couldn't have even imagined if I tried. I was like, what the heck is this about? I would end up in, military installations so you'd ask often because you were seeking who's behind this or who made, whatever, all kinds of things. And then, poops, you would end up, oh, all right. So you get the answers. If you want to answer to the truth, like say who's behind the satellite or who did that or whatever else. And sometimes it's not what you think or what you want to see, or who knows. Well, And remember, not everything will happen because there's timelines, and humanity, we can change timelines. So some things you might have seen, like I saw, haven't happened. So I dropped into things doesn't mean they're going to happen. Yes. I said, no, you've got lots of time. You've got a lot of time. Your soul is eternal. There's no shortage of time. You've done this so many times, not even funny. I don't know. But I've dropped into all kinds of things, and I saw things that I'm sure get me in a lot of trouble. And I sure wouldn't disclose publicly because I'd probably, have a knock on my door. I don't know why I was showing them. I'd be like, oh dear. But I was, you drop into... So I heard a lot of people saying, it's perception. People say, oh my gosh, there's psychic protectors and you can't remote view that and you can't remote view this. Absolute nonsense. You can bloody remote view anything, anywhere. And because I have. People say, oh, you can't go there because there's psychic people block you and protect you and whatever else. Well, I've dropped into places, no problem. And highly secure, secret, places and meetings and things. Having a clue what I was doing there, and I didn't even intend. I didn't know they existed. It wasn't like, I knew that was there. I'm going to go and have a peep what they're saying. I just ended up there and thinking, oh shit, what am I doing here? Don't think I should be here. Ooh, this isn't kosher. And some, maybe not so kosher things going on the planet. I don't know why I was showing them. Some haven't come to pass. Some maybe will. Some were potentials, depending on the timeline we're on. And then some were things that maybe, that people probably didn't want to know, shouldn't know about, that were going on. And I was like, okay, let's keep that one, to ourselves. Who knows? As I say, I don't know. Maybe because you were thinking about that, or you were thinking about who was behind things, or what was going on the planet. And who knows? I don't know. Some things I, till this day, couldn't make sense of because I didn't think now before then. I didn't think to ask the timeline because you just have to ask, it'll be shown to you. So when you see, some of these astrals I was on, I was in deep trance. So I literally was like being frozen, your body's frozen, but you've gone. So there's no conscious thought. I'm not like, okay, asking questions, remote viewing. It was like literally I'd be stuck here in a deep trance and I was gone out of my body. So I was just like an observer. I was just seeing this, but it's not like there's cognitive thought going behind it. Oh yeah, what's going on there? It's very hard to explain. So some astrals you are, some things you are there, not that much. And then okay, and you ask that, what are they doing? I was literally like an observer. The thought was not there at all. So I was literally in a deep state of trance where my consciousness was on its own little mission or whatever, my soul, not attached to this brain and body. Because I didn't think, ask, or it was just, perceive some of these things. It was like, wow, all right. It's just, I haven't a clue why I was there, I haven't a clue. And timelines, I didn't think of asking the time. You were just like, like a galactic war. I ended up in a galactic battle between these aliens all having a fight. And you are just like, now, at that time, it didn't perceive to me to look at myself to wonder if I was one of them and what am I doing. I just ended up in a ship and these ships are shunting through space and these people are fighting. And one crashed. It was really strange, the whole thing. But then the others got chased off. And so you don't know if it all happened in the same time frame, the same planet. I haven't a clue. I've seen so many things, you're like, what the heck is going on here? Some I do, some I don't, And the beings and different, it's just, I didn't bother to ask them, some of them, which, what planets are you from? Or which, all these kind of things. You're not like, oh, which dimension, which planets, which I don't know. Some I was taken, some I was shown. It was just so much indifferent, I can't comment. Some I was very aware where I was and what was going on and which, one was which planet and which beings they were, absolutely. And some I had not a freaking clue. All I can say, the life out there is fascinating. There's so much more life, and it's only on the surface of what we've touched. So there's only so many that we are seeing coming back to us at our level of consciousness, which most people are also, I suppose if you believe, you hear stories, right, you'll focus on that. So what you will see are those aliens. There's a lot of aliens you've never even heard of, and planets and things you don't even know existed. If you start a focus, I'm sure you bloody see them. So we've only scratched the surface of the life out there. of the diversity and the planets and the galaxies. So you can't even imagine. So if you think the diversity of this on this planet, can you only imagine the diversity of life out there? A lot will probably look like us and a lot will not. I mean, I can't even begin to imagine. Look what was on this planet. Just go back into the old priests' writings of the 1500s and so and so. Beings without faces. Human sort of things that had no face. How did they breathe? Don't ask me. Beings that had dog faces and they were still around in the early, all these things. And just, there was a lot of variety on this planet. You kind of can't make midget, teeny people. I mean, we had them all on this planet. And then they were moved off, obviously. And giants, and I mean, good Lord. So you bloody imagine what's out there. And we've only seen a fraction. And some you don't see in physical form. They're very much in light bodies, outline. The dimension's probably too high in our vision. So I can't tell you what they look like physically. You've got sort of a perception or idea. It's for me just awesome. So just be open to have no set idea. That's bad, that's wrong, there's not, because then you're restricting yourself. Just be in awe of everything that's out there. And be open to it, and then you'll see. I can't tell you, I don't know where I ended up. Some was other galaxies, other beings, I don't even know what planets they were, who the hell I was talking to, why I was even there, not a clue. None of it. It's too much for them. Some of it I can't even make sense of, some of the things I saw and places I went to. And why I was shown things, and I don't know. And maybe it's yours, probably find as the lives and many things you've been in many other planets in past lives. So it's you going back to another life, another galaxy, another planet, other beings. You've been them all and been through them all. So I don't know. And some of the things I did ask, I was given the right answer, and now it's coming through in science. Funny enough, it's nice to see that science is confirming. Because I asked a few things. I was very curious about Earth's history. So, but if you really want something bad enough and you keep thinking on it, focusing on it, asking it, you will be shown. The answer will be shown to you. You'll see it. It will come to you. You'll know. You'll get the answer. I got many answers I was asking and seeking and focusing on. If you really are, and you really, next minute there's all kinds of things. But everyone seeks different answers, you see. Because you all have a different purpose and a different catch and different personalities, different characteristics, different qualities as souls. So there we are. There's no one fits all. No one diet fits all. No one religion fits all. No one anything fits all. That's what makes us... Could you imagine how boring it would be otherwise? It makes it so awesome. Ask for the answers and you'll get them. Don't ask people. Ask the Creator. Ask. And mean it. And keep and wait for that answer. And it will be given to you. Don't have any expectations of how it's going to be given and how you will see it. You just will. And you'll know when you get it. You will know without a doubt. You'll be like, oh, wow. The first time you get communication from the other side, you'll know about it. And you'll be like, oh, wow. It's quite mind-blowing. It's great, initially. Yes, some people, their cash, they will stay that way. There's nothing wrong with it either. There's nothing wrong with it. Everybody to himself. And as I say, that's what makes us all unique. Could you imagine otherwise how boring life would be? We're all as diverse as look at the life around us. Same thing as our souls. Yeah, the experience and choices shape them. Anyway, people, there we are. It was a lot longer than I intended. I'm going to make a cup of tea now and go and rest. I'm getting my energies back and my strength back. Physically, I was, wow. But one bit of advice I can give you, which is probably the best bit of advice, and I learned now, just from a human perspective, being a human, I didn't realize how important this body was. Now, even in the Bible, it tells you mind, body, spirit. Your body is your temple. We'll treat it like that. Treat your body is the most advanced piece of technology on this planet. Right, without your body, you cannot connect to the divine, to God, because source can't see, can't taste, can't do this, the other day, when you have to get the visions, intuition, da da da. Your body is a temple. Absolutely treasure it, look after it, exercise, feed it the best food, don't put poisons and toxins, get organic, eat, love, look after that body of yours. All right, don't abuse it. Don't overwork it. Don't, drive it into the ground, push it to the... Love it, treat it with the utmost love and care, because it is your connect to everything. Your DNA, your answers, your cash, your... Okay. It is amazing, and I did not know that. And this poor body of mine is trying to, it's busy regenerating its cells, it's healing, because I was born in the old energy and the whole old paradigm. And I overworked this body. I pushed it to the limits, and I did a lot of physical damage. And that's why I was leaving the planet very young. It kind of got rather abused. So please look after this body of yours, because it is the best piece of technology on this planet. And you saw what the masters did with their bodies. You saw what Jesus did, manifested. Work on that body, activate as much DNA as you possibly can, and you will have control over physics, over everything. Just work on your consciousness, raising your lighted consciousness. But your body is key, is absolute key. So we need to do the more mind, body, spirit. Get that balance. And I did not look after this body. And now I'm aware of how incredible the body is and the intelligence it has. It's like a supercomputer, its own intelligence. I felt so bad. I felt so bad for the body. And I didn't realize what the body was capable of, because in those days I wasn't in communication with the body or the body's intelligence, which has its own consciousness, or it's incredibly intelligent. Wow. Knows it. I mean, your body will then look after you, tell you what it needs, what it doesn't, what you should eat, what's bad for you, what's wrong with you, everything. And I mean, then I was like, oh my gosh, I am so sorry, because we weren't at that level of consciousness where I wasn't aware. You thought it was a machine, like a car, put oil in it, and it's a useless thing, it's going to last, you had no idea. Wow, this body is incredible. The best piece of technology on the planet. See, better than any computer, much better. And has more DNA storage, more smart, more intelligence than any computer has that we've got on the planet. Even with the intelligent AI smart computers, this body beats them hands down. Relationship with food, no. Not at all. Yes, oh yeah, I absolutely abused the body. I mean, I overworked myself, and I was warned many times. I had burnouts, more than one burnout, like a complete burnout. And that isn't like a wake-up call. And I was like, oh no, there I'm at it again. just carried on, putting so much stress and oxidative stress and abuse on this poor body that, so yes, it's gonna... And we didn't put the right food in it. We didn't make sure we get enough sleep. We just, hey, that thing people do. Alcohol, this, that, whatever. I mean, you abuse the hell out of it, because you don't realize what it's capable of, because we weren't in connection with it. And afterwards, I was like, oh, I am so sorry. Wow. It's super amazing. You work with your body, and your body will work with you, and life will be so different. No, not at all, no. Your body, you have more advanced and more technology and more power than AI does. See? AI can't create. AI is not a creator. It cannot create like you, control over physics and create stuff. And whatever. It can't do anything you can do. Astral travel, in touch with the divine. No. Yeah. I really abused you in those old energies. Work hard, work as hard as you can, and oh, don't worry about sleep and eating properly, and it was all very 3D. It was all to feed the mind, the ego, achievement and whatever. It was a very different. There was no balance. No, I was a workaholic. Anyway. So the body, Yeah, took a serious knock. It is, yeah. So now a lot of it's trying to heal all the damage that was done to it. A lot. So I was going to leave the planet before, shortly. And even if I do, I don't care. As I say, it doesn't worry me because I've given permission that, whatever is for the highest good. If they need me to come back, in a younger body now, can be more use, and that's fine with me too. Either way, I'm happy. I had an incredible life. Now that I've understood it from a higher perspective, it was, and even from a NASPers, yeah, it's all good. Yeah, it takes time. It takes time to regenerate all your cells, to recalibrate. Oh boy, I mean, you're going to feel it. It can take a few years. And the amount I needed to regenerate is a lot. So, if I'm going to stay on the planet for like another, say, 20, 40 years or something, there's a lot of... and that's why I'm feeling it. I take strain. I'm physically feeling it because it's the whole body is recalibrating and changing. All your cells are regenerating. It's like, oh, physically it's going to kick you. So that was my intention. But that's it. You put your intention and I don't hold on to, oh, I've got to stay. I don't want to leave or anything. I haven't attached to any. So I'm just happy. I take it from day to day. I'm not, oh my gosh, I want to live till, 20 years. Oh my gosh, I don't want to leave now, or I want to leave now. I haven't attached to that. I'm easy with it. So if I leave, if I leave the planet this year, next year, in the next 5 years, or 20, or 25, or 40, it doesn't matter. All is good. And that's what I thank them for. All is good with my soul. And no matter what, if you get up in the morning and say thank you, always when you wake up, and all is good with my soul. And you know it, and you're happy. That's it. And you will be happy, and you will be divinely guided and protected and whatever, and be given. You need to stay here. You'll be given what is needed, So depending on your intention, I have set my intentions for this life, what I'd like to do before I leave the planet. But if my higher self, because it's also going through your filter of your mind, if my higher self says, oh, well, if you do it all at once, there's not much fun for later, maybe then, I don't know. Let's see. I have set intentions to do certain things before I leave the planet. And I'm staying with those. And I take it from day to day, And I'm happy with whatever. There we are. And I know, at least I'm going to have I'm very glad I was shown that, because it helps people that have a fear of death. They don't know what to expect. Because I'm able to explain the entire death process. I'm able to explain exactly what happens. And as your soul starts leaving the body, what it feels like is a little bit scary for a little bit. You go into, very short period, you go into total darkness. And that scares you. It's like totally dark, and that's a little bit frightening for a few seconds. As that you go, it's almost like going into this vortex, a black hole, as your soul exits the body, and then you're out. Boop. But for that, as you start seeing this black tunnel, you're like, oh my gosh, it looks. That is it. But I was guided right through it, and I knew it because, well, it makes sense because I am already connected. So next minute, I'm just, I was lying in bed about to go sleep, and I was told, right, it's time to go home now. And I'm like, oh, all right, well, that's over. All right, okay, well, hey. And you are not. And when it comes from your soul, you're happy with it. You're completely okay with it. I don't know. I mean, I'm nearly 60 now. So I would have left the planet before 60. Hell, my mother didn't, that's really going young. I was like, wow. But then I did live life by the fullest. Don't exactly cut any corners there. So, yeah, I kind of did, it was like a bull in a china shop. So, it's funny, but I look at it from a 3D perspective. But when I looked at it from up here, it was awesome. It was so freaking awesome. So I don't know how long I'm going to be here for. Yeah, I don't know how long I'm going to be here for. Yes. When I was younger, yes. My parents immigrated out there. It was English, my grandmother, sorry, English colony. They were very involved in a lot of the building and the military installations there. Yes, that's what I'm saying, it's perception, absolutely. And you can reverse, now you know, once you've been connected with your innate, which is your smart body, you're able to slow down your aging and reverse your aging. And if you raise your consciousness even more, you're able to stop aging. And you're able to have control over physics, but that takes you, everyone's got to find their own thing there. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. You know, there's some parts, as I say, are still hidden from us for a reason. I've got my own intentions, and those are mine, what I'd like to do. So we shall see. You just go with every day. Yes, your body can do anything. It's your consciousness, your belief. No, I wasn't born there. Yes, but I did spend a lot of time there. Beautiful. Oh wow! But it was never home. I come from the UK, and that's where I am back home again. I was interesting. I was brought back home. It wasn't my plan, funny enough, but you see, as a third dimensional person, I was still very much in a dark, dense energy, and I had plans of retiring elsewhere. But my little ass was kicked back here for a reason. I say everything's planned. Your soul can see ahead all the time. Now it's okay, she's going to do this. Oh shit, we better get her there. Or that's going to happen, because they know they can see your possibilities. Even now, there's many roads you can take, many timelines, and your soul now is a good guide. Okay, well, she's on this path. She's most likely going to do this, which they can kind of see way ahead of you, more than you can see what's coming down the line. So that your soul sort of knows what to expect already. Yes. Yeah, my family, anyway, that's a whole 3D thing. They built that, your nuclear base down there. Used to be, so you haven't got nukes there anymore, but they built that facility. They did all kinds of things in those days back there. You had a nuclear facility in Cape Town. And as a kid, I remember them digging it out. I was there when the bulldozers were digging it. I remember. New Jersey, oh lovely. Okay, lovely. Oh, you got fun there. Yes. There's nothing to be afraid of. Absolutely nothing. I tell you what, it is absolutely amazing. It is so freaking awesome if you're at that level of consciousness, right? When you're not fear and you don't hang on to the body. So maybe it depends on where you are on your level of consciousness. But when you leave the body and oh my gosh, I'm dead. And if, when you... Well, I've described what it was like if you go to my videos, and I shared all those videos so I can explain to people what it was like. And then when you realize, well, for me anyway, because I was like, shit, it was so liberating. I was like a 2-year-old. I just wanted to play now because I wasn't stuck in the body. Now, if you're not, it depends on your frequency and where you are on the mastery level. Obviously, if you don't have, at the moment, control over physics, you shouldn't abuse it anyway. Do whatever with things and whatever you want to do, right? Because we're kind of stuck with gravity and nonsense still, because that's where we are. So, but once you leave the body, there's no restrictions. So now you can go on holiday wherever the bloody hell you want. So, before you go back, basically. So my vision was, oh my gosh, I'm going to go to... Because literally, as fast as you think you are there. So you can intend, say, to go to Indonesia. And poof, and you're there. I mean, you can go lie on the beach a bit. Okay, not physically. But I mean, anywhere on the planet and see anything that you didn't do now, while you're in a physical body. Yeah, there are most things in nature. Well, so that's what I was, I was just so happy to play without a body. I was bouncing around like I was a little ball, and all I was shooting up and down like a crazy thing all over the show. So you imagine a laser, right? And you point a laser everywhere. This was me all over the show, because I just wanted, it was such a wonderful feeling of being free, and being, not having stuck to your body. That was just so awesome. It was like So you remembered what it was like. Why? We have a higher purpose. It's veiled from us now, but we have a long-term higher purpose. It's not only to do with we only see now, but our soul sees much further. So we have a purpose beyond this planet. So we've got, it's a much bigger purpose because you're part of the greater. So we got a purpose of the entire galaxy, universe, it's all connected. It's not just the planet. But this planet is part of that purpose, yeah. We all are. We all are. We all are. We are not. Everyone just thinks, it depends on your soul age. But no, that's it. We've been on many planets, Mike. We've been so many different beings. Some of them, I don't even know what planets they were on. I don't know. And I should, because I say you don't ask at the time. So I know there was on Earth. There's no way it was Earth because I was not human. The sky and the sea was not this color. The sky was not blue either. I was like, what the hell? It was really interesting. It was a lovely life. It was so peaceful. I don't know what planet it was on. There's many different. We've had so many. We've been on the sun, Jupiter, life. There was planets and existences on the sun and Jupiter, I know. That was before we went through the shift. Now that's interesting. That's what I was asking. Because in this so-called now rising of consciousness or raising of humanity or whatever, shift, evolution, right? The process we're going through. We have done this before on other planets. And I asked which planets they were. And I was told the sun and Jupiter. So two, only that I'm aware of. I'm not asking more. Possibly where my soul was. And I've been through this whole evolution of consciousness and what we're seeing going through now, we've been through it before on other planets. Yes, purple sky. Yeah, that's it. No, not anymore. But you can do. I used to like 528. But not all of them are. Some of them are not the same. There's a lot of music out there that's saying 528, but it doesn't. So you've got to listen to it and you feel it. Whatever feels for you, whatever your soul or body needs. Yeah, I know. There's those planets that we went through it. And it does make sense because I've had communication with those beings on the sun before. And I was shown their whole history before the sun became the sun. So, yeah, probably was going back there. And then, some that I've never even heard of. I've been on some that aren't even this galaxy. I don't know who they were, any of it. What galaxy it was. I know it wasn't this galaxy. So our souls are, you're not going to remember it all because it's all, a certain amount of veil to us. And as we raise, I suppose, in consciousness and frequency and access more, so more we will be, we'll have access to more memory, more knowledge, more abilities, more. There we are. No, that's you. That's us. It's always us. Anything I've had, a problem I found I've had, has always come back to me. It wasn't something else. It was me blocking it. My belief, my fear, my this, my that. And we create our mind, little mind creating it, playing a game. Sometimes it's tests when you decide you want to, say, change something or release something. And then it will be, let's see if you can. And that will now plague you the most. When you want to get rid of it, now comes up the most. Oh, well. Yeah, we do. Yeah. Anyway, peoples, I'm getting tired. So as much as I'd love to chat with you, I want to have some rest and get some sleep. I've still got quite a bit to do. I'd like to try and get some rest. I need it. So I must take it easy. And I was just one of these, impulsive sort of things just to come on and just share that. I was thinking about it and it's so lovely. It was such a lovely experience. And it was funny actually. Anyway. All right. Love you all. And fear nothing. You have nothing to fear. It's only because you're human you don't remember, so you fear. And when you're back there, you're like, oh, wow, okay, next time I come back, I'll remember or I won't, and you will. then you just intend, wherever you finish off now, you'll carry on when you come back. So the only advice I can give people is don't set your ideas, limit yourself. Say, this is what I believe, or that's what I think, or this is what I, you know what I mean? Because then you're putting a limit. This is where your belief can go to, or that's how far things, or that's what I, if you, or I only believe that, or I trust that, or they're the bad, or this is good. Be open to anything at all. Perceptions, beliefs, creation, existence, truth, knowledge, whatever. And then you're not in a box. So then you're not restricting yourself. And then you will find out maybe more than you realize, or things that you thought were true are not actually, or you can do more than you realized, or those kind of things. So don't limit yourself. You are so welcome. Life is so awesome. And it's only not awesome when we're in fear, when we don't realize, why we're here and how amazing it is to, and then you will look at that sunset, because if you know tomorrow's your last day, you're going to be running around, you're going to, I wish I'd done that, I wanted that, I had enough time, I want to say goodbye to so-and-so. Think like that. But we all don't. I know that, because it's just us. I did, when my mum died, I was like, oh wow, the same thing. I wish I'd spent more time with her, I could have gone up every weekend, but I was busy, so I sort of, come see you next month. And that's humans, that's the human mind. But we're changing, thank goodness, and our priorities are changing. So, thank you. No, I'm just telling you how I feel and what I can only tell you. And I'm not trying to tell you I'm right either. All I can tell you is what I've seen, what I feel, what I know, and share that with you. And you always trust and ask for yourself, like that man early on was asking. Don't take it from somebody else. Ask, because you will be shown. Don't believe, oh no, and God won't talk to me, I'm not good enough, oh this and that, I'm going to go, because that will happen. Okay, but it's really intent. And people expect that they want an instant answer. You see, they think, I'm going to ask and I'll get an instant answer. It can take maybe a few days, a night, a week, a month, an hour, depends. You see, it depends. I remember in the beginning, I wasn't shown straight away. It took me a while. See? But it was pure intention, and I didn't give up, and I really meant it. My heart was, and that's why. Okay. And I was on the road to healing. Anyway. All right, lovely people. Have a good morning, an evening, a day, wherever you are. And keep smiling. And life is beautiful. And you will see it. And know your soul is perfectly safe. And no one can destroy it. And it can't be trapped. Okay. It is immensely powerful and beautiful. All right. Good night.